Hey Booktube, it's Kim at Middle of the Bookmarch, and today's video is the last in my audiobook series that I've done for the past 4 weeks. And what I've discovered is a list from Libro.fm, and it is the list of the 50 best or best-selling audiobooks. Libro.fm is not new, but it's new to me, and as I'm going through this list, I am considering whether to cancel my Audible membership and sign up with Libro. So I'll be considering that along the way. What I basically did was I went online and I took a video of me scrolling through the list on my laptop. So that's what I'm going to insert here. And then at the end of that video, I will have a little bit of me coming back to tell you what my thoughts are about the audiobooks.
Okay, so as stated, my favorite audiobooks are nonfiction. I don't listen to fiction on audio unless I've already read the book, especially if it's a classic, or if I just want to give it a shot, or if I find something on a good deal and I'll attempt it. But fiction on audio does not always work for me. So what this video is about is a site from Libro.fm. These are the top 50 nonfiction audiobooks. And I'm filming on March 17th, and it was updated this morning at 10:01, which was less than an hour ago for me. So I'm going to go through this list, and I'm going to talk about the books, whether I've read them, whether I want to read them, or if they look interesting, just to show you some of the things that I look for in nonfiction audiobooks. And after I'm done, I'm also going to check out a membership with Libro.fm because I don't currently have one. All right, let's hit it. I'm Glad My Mom Died is the #1 bestseller. I did listen to this one on audiobook, and it was very good. Her story is blood-curdling, in my opinion. No, she didn't suffer from bloody violent trauma, but she did suffer from trauma at the hands of her mother and her family of origin. But this was a very interesting life story. She narrated it herself. There were times when her narration fell a little bit flat, but I think she had some emotional distance to her story, which I don't blame her for. Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer, narrated by the author. I have this on audio, and I started to listen to it, but then I thought I would much rather have the book to read with my eyes, and I just think sometimes when I start listening to an audiobook, if I think that this is going to be exceptional, I want the book. You feel that way too, right? I know you all do. So I do want to secure this book in text, and maybe I might alternate between the two. The Wager by David Gran. He is part of a duo that narrates it with Dion Graham. I've heard excellent reviews about this nonfiction book, and Heidi and Doris, I believe, both read it, and they are some of my favorite nonfiction readers to listen to reviews from, and I think this would be a good one. Number 4, The Anthropocene Reviewed by John Green, narrated by him. I've not really had an interest in this one, but I do know a lot of people who do, and who enjoy John Green's work. The Woman in Me by Britney Spears. This is narrated by Michelle Williams, and this has got some controversy around the narration because I touched on this in one of my last audiobook videos. Why didn't Britney narrate it herself? Well, maybe she didn't want to. Maybe she felt it was best to have somebody else narrate it. Maybe she wasn't able to. It doesn't matter, but there are some parts of it that Michelle Williams narrated that I heard that just did not match Britney's tone as a person. So if you've read it, let me know. If you've listened to it, let me know. Spare by Prince Harry. He narrates this book. I've heard one or the other, one thing or another. I hate it. I loved it. This is awesome. This is weird. Whatever. I can't get past him looking at me. This picture is so striking, and he looks like he's staring right into my soul. Atomic Habits, an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones by James Clear, narrated by the author. Not really into this one. A lot of people I know are. It might be a good listen, though. Killers of the Flower Moon by David Gran, The Osage Murders and the Birth of the FBI. narrated by Will Patton, Anne Marie Lee, and Danny Campbell. I read this book in print, and it was excellent. This is another David Grann book that would probably be amazing on audio. I might check into that one. I don't have a clue what this one is. How Far the Light Reaches, A Life in 10 Sea Creatures by Sabrina Imbler, narrated by the author. Looks good. Science and Nature Writing. Might check that one out. My Name is Barbara by Barbara Streisand, narrated by the author. A great friend of mine from book group has listened to this one. It's 48 flippin' hours, and she loved it. She said that Barbara spills the tea, and her life story is just fascinating. And one of the most striking parts of her life story is what it was like to be a woman in Hollywood at the time that she was there. Caste, The Origins of Our Discontents by Isabel Wilkerson, narrated by Robin Miles. I listened to this and I read it in print and I liked it. I didn't think it was the best that I've ever read or listened to, and that's a very differing opinion from most other people who have read the book, who have loved it. But Robin Miles is an excellent audiobook narrator. How to Be an Anti-Racist by Ibram X. Kendi, narrated by the author. I believe I had this one in print, so I might listen to it. This would probably be an excellent listen as well. A Promised Land by Barack Obama. I did listen to this book. This was part of my listening for the Booktube Prize a few years back. 29 hours. I listened to these CDs from the library, and it was 36 or 38 hours. I love his voice. He does drop a few F-bombs, which is funny. Yeah, there are times it got dry and very male-centric, and it was still Barack Obama. So I probably will listen to his next installment, but not from the library CDs. I don't know this one, Super Communicators, How to Unlock the Secret Language of Connection by Charles Duhigg, narrated by the author. Not sure. Some of these books, if they have anything to do with self-help or business topics at all, I probably won't listen to them. How to Keep House While Drowning, A Gentle Approach to Cleaning and Organizing by Casey Davis. No. No. The House of Hidden Meanings, a memoir by RuPaul. I absolutely would listen to this one. Drag superstar and pop culture icon RuPaul. His memoir. Yes, I would probably listen to this in a second. Doppelganger, A Trip into the Mirror World by Naomi Klein, narrated by the author. I don't know. I don't know if I would listen to this one. I've heard a lot about it, a lot of buzz on this book. The Dawn of Everything, A New History of Humanity by David Graeber and David Wengrow, narrated by Mark Williams. No, I don't think so. It's not that I have any negative opinions about the quality of these books. I just don't think I have an interest. Taste My Life Through Food, Stanley Tucci. He narrates. This is one of the best audiobooks I've ever listened to. If you love food, if you love Stanley Tucci as an author, both of which is true for me, you will love this book. It's fantastic. I might buy this book in print because of the recipes and the pictures. Number 20, it's another one by Isabel Wilkerson, The Warmth of Other Suns, The Epic Story of America's Great Migration, again narrated by Robin Miles. I have not listened to this one or read it. I think this might be one I would read in print. I do have it downloaded, though, and I'm not sure why I haven't read it yet, but we'll see. Say Nothing, A True Story of Murder and Memory in Northern Ireland by Patrick Radden Keefe, narrated by Matthew Blaney. I've read this one in print, and it's excellent. If Matthew Blaney is an Irish author with an Irish accent, I may in fact listen to this one. The 100 Years' War on Palestine, A History of Settler Colonialism and Resistance from 1917 to 2017 by Rashid Khalidi. Also narrates it along with Fire El-Qaisi. This one might be one I would look for to listen to. 100 Years' War Waged Against the Palestinians from the foremost U.S. historian of the Middle East. I might look for that one. Page Boy, a memoir by Elliot Page, narrated by the author. Yes, definitely might search this one out. I really love memoirs from Hollywood people that are not about Hollywood. So this one is, would love to hear his story. Let's see. Burn Book, a tech love story by Kara Swisher, narrated by the author. I don't think so for this one. Chronicler of Silicon Valley. I don't think I would be interested in that one. This one for sure. Eve, How the Female Body Drove 200 Million Years of Human Evolution by Kat Bohannon, narrated by the author. I would absolutely look for this one on audio. Why do women live longer than men? Why do women have menopause? Why are women more likely to get Alzheimer's? Why do girls score better at every academic subject than boys until puberty? Yep, I would definitely listen to that. 4,000 Weeks, Time Management for Mortals by Oliver Burkeman, narrated by the author. No, not interested in this one. The Art Thief, a true story of love, crime, and a dangerous obsession by Michael Finkel, narrated by Michael Finkel with Eduardo Ballerini. No, I don't think so. I love art. I love looking at art, but I'm not into like art history, and not sure about that one. Cultish, The Language of Fanaticism by Amanda Montell, narrated by Anne-Marie Gideon. Definitely interested in stories about cult phenomena. Possibly for that one. How to Save Babylon, a memoir by Sophia Sinclair, narrated by the author. Yes, might listen to this one. I love memoirs to listen to, and this one looks good. It's been all over BookTube. The Manicurist's Daughter, a memoir by Susan Liu, narrated by the author. Not sure. I don't think so. Talking to Strangers, What We Should Know About the People We Don't Know by Malcolm Gladwell, narrated by the author. I don't think so. Communication is the key to basically everything. I don't think so. Educated, a memoir by Tara Westover, narrated by Julia Whelan. I read this book, and it's excellent. So it's been all over the place for a long time. Her life story is just brutal and phenomenal. I loved reading this book. The Body Keeps the Score, Brain, Mind, and Body in the Healing of Trauma by Bessel van der Kolk, MD, narrated by Sean Pratt. I have this book in print, and this is a book I may bring up in May. We'll see how it goes in print. This might be a good one to listen to. Books about trauma, though, are difficult to listen to for me. Yes, Please, Making It So, a memoir by Patrick Stewart, narrated by Patrick Stewart. Absolutely, frick yeah, I would listen to this one. I love Patrick Stewart. I love his voice. He is a Shakespearean actor. I absolutely would listen to his voice for 18 hours. Grief is for People by Sloane Crossley, 5 hours and 51 minutes, narrated by the author. Following the death of her closest friend, grief memoirs are interesting to me. I might be interested in that one. Becoming by Michelle Obama, narrated by her. I read this one in print, and I'm not sure I would listen to it. I love her voice as well. I don't know. I think I was good with the print book. Untamed by Glennon Doyle, narrated by the author. I had this in print at one point, and I think I unhauled it. I might be open to listening to this one. It's stories inside, kind of motivational, essays, life story type of stuff. In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado, narrated by the author. I don't think so. A lot of good reviews about this on BookTube. It's not an interest for me. This is her story of an abusive same-sex relationship, and it's got great reviews. Poverty by America by Matthew Desmond, narrated by Dion Graham. I did listen to this one, and it's excellent. Fantastic audiobook, fantastic book context in general. How to Be Perfect, The Correct Answer to Every Moral Question by Michael Shore. Many different narrators. No, this is not one that I would be interested in. Yeah, I don't think so. Stamped, Racism, Anti-Racism, and You, a remix of the National Book Award winning Stamped from the Beginning by Jason Reynolds and Ibram X. Kendi, narrated by Jason Reynolds. Yes, I definitely would listen to this one. I have many books on racism, anti-racism, the difference between white and black America, and I definitely would be interested in that one. Why Fish Don't Exist, The Story of Lost Love and the Hidden Order of Life by Lulu Miller, narrated by the author. Yeah, absolutely would be interested in this one. Half memoir, half biography. And I think Heidi read this or listened to it and had great reviews of it. Hood Feminism, Notes from the Women That a Movement Forgot by Nikki Kendall, narrated by the author. Would definitely listen to this one. I believe she's talking about white feminism forgetting the feminism of black women and feminist issues. So definitely would be interested in that. This American Ex-Wife, How I Ended My Marriage and Started My Life by Liz Lenz, and narrated by the author. I've downloaded this already, and this will be, I believe, my next audiobook. I'm currently listening to Middlemarch and Milkman on audio. The Creative Act, A Way of Being by Rick Rubin, narrated by the author. No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I'm not a very creative person, so I don't gravitate towards books like that. One in a Millennial on Friendship, Feelings, Fangirls, and Fitting In by Kate Kennedy. I believe it's narrated by the author. No, I don't think so. I'm not into pop culture, and she's a podcaster. A Millennial Zeitgeist. Nope. Entangled Life, How Fungi Make Our Worlds, Change Our Minds, and Shape Our Futures by Merlin Sheldrake. I might listen to this one. Yeah, it's a science book, and that might be interesting. White Fragility, Why It's So Hard for White People to Talk About Racism by Dr. Robin DiAngelo, narrated by Amy Landon. I've read this one already in print, and it was excellent. This was a book that we read with my in real life book group, The Critical Chicks. That was a very lively discussion, a lot of disagreement in opinions, in reviews of this book. It was an excellent conversation. The Many Lives of Mama Love, a memoir of lying, stealing, writing, and healing by Lara Love Hardin, narrated by the author. A memoir of addiction and overcoming it. No, I don't think so. I don't love memoirs regarding addiction. And number 50, How to Change Your Mind, What the New Science of Psychedelics Teaches Us About Consciousness, Dying, Addiction, Depression, and Transcendence by Michael Pollan, narrated by the author. I might, because it has something to do with psychedelics, treating depression with psychedelics. So maybe that would be another good one for May. And those are the 50 books that were nonfiction bestsellers from Libro FM. And I am going to check out a membership with them. So thanks for listening to this part of the video.
So those were my thoughts on this particular list of audiobooks. And yes, I did sign up for Libro FM and I canceled my audio membership. I still have access to my Audible books with my app on my phone. And I won't lose those because I purchased them. But I'm not going to subscribe any longer, and I'm going to subscribe to Libro FM. And I am supporting a local bookshop to me, White Birch Books in North Conway, New Hampshire. I've talked about them before. And when you sign up for Libro, which I did not realize, you can support a local bookshop. So that's what I decided to do. And what was my first audiobook purchase with my initial credit? This one. Yes, I bought the Patrick Stewart book. So that's it for me for my last audiobook videos out of the series, and I hope you enjoyed them. Let me know in the comments below what you think, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, everybody.